What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a 5-month baby update because Miss Paisley turned 5 months on February 1st. Guys, I just set off my smoke detector with my hair dryer. Guess I won't be using that anytime soon. Shoot. And I woke up the baby. Our smoke detector flashes lights. It's very annoying. Yeah, so I woke up the baby, but she actually put herself back to sleep. So let me know if anybody has ever done that, because now I get to air dry my hair. Perfect. The biggest thing I think during this month is that she's really starting to roll. She will roll to her side and she'll like lift her head up and she tries to get over to onto her stomach and she just can't quite get there yet, huh? So yeah, that video is her like hanging out on her side, trying to get on her tummy. And sometimes I'll just like help her over, and then other times I really want her to figure it out on her own, and so I'll just let her try to figure it out, and then I'll sometimes just grab her leg and flip her on her tummy, and so she's kind of like getting that motion down to where she needs to get it to do it. This month she's grabbing at toys. She loves to play with her toys. She loves to swat at their toys, and then she'll like grab ones that she can pull to her mouth and she'll start shoving them in her mouth. But she loves to put things in her mouth. Whatever is in her hands, she'll put in her mouth. And so she's actually been able to stick her binky in her mouth on her own. And so I love to keep it on her shirt because she can actually find it on her shirt and she'll shove it in her own mouth. And it actually has been really helpful, especially at night and during her nap times, because like her binky is what helps her fall asleep. And so when she wakes up, she'll just find her binky and put it back in and she'll fall right back to sleep, and she doesn't even like need my help most of the time. With her like shoving things in her mouth, I decided to try to start her on rice cereal, and that actually did not go super well. So she just keeps spitting it out and she kind of makes like that funny face. Like, we have tried probably 3 or 4 times since that first time, and every time she kind of like gets it in her on her lips, and then that's all she really wants. And I was going to give an update about her sleep regression. I don't think that she went through a true like sleep regression, because if you watched my last video, I talked about how she had a couple of rough nights of sleep, and that was about it. And that's still all that has happened with her nighttime sleep. And I think the biggest regression was probably with her nap times, with her like 30-minute naps, because she doesn't take 30-minute naps anymore. She takes 45 minutes to 2-hour naps. I think that was like her sleep regression, but I'm sure she's gonna go through more as she gets older. Let me know in the comments down below if you had a baby that went through like a crazy sleep regression, and let us know your tips, because I'm sure it's gonna happen and I need all the tips I can get. Right now she's doing pretty well at nighttime. Her bedtime is usually around 8 p.m. and then I will dream feed her right before I go to bed, which is usually around 10:30, 11ish. She will sleep until about 4 in the morning, and I'll give her a bottle and she'll go right back to sleep, and then she'll wake up again around 8:30 in the morning. And so that is how our nights usually go. Something that's like so fun right now is she's actually starting to get a little bit ticklish. And it's right underneath her neck during bath time is when I found out that she is ticklish, because I will clean underneath her neck, and when I'm doing that she just starts giggling, and it is the funniest and cutest thing ever. She loves bath time. She's watching the dog, watching him eat his food. And then he looked at her. Okay, so yeah, she loves her bath time. Right when I run the water, she giggles. I'll be taking off her clothes and she just starts giggling because she knows it's bath time, and she loves bath time. She's so interested in the dog. Oh, there you can see him. Something that I also mentioned in my last video was how like talkative she's gotten, and she just keeps getting more and more talkative, and right now she just likes to make like the most interesting noises. Loves to watch things, as you can see. Anything that's moving really captures her attention. So right now it is the dog. He is in his kennel. He is a golden doodle, and he got the ugliest haircut the other day, and of course I made a TikTok about it. So another thing that is awesome this month is her hair is starting to grow in, which makes me so happy. She still has like a nice bald spot, but like the rest of her hair is starting to grow back in, and that's super exciting for me. And it's kind of hard to tell still what color it is, because at certain angles it's kind of dark, but then other angles it's like a very blonde. This month, we actually all got hit with COVID. My husband got it first. He got tested. He was positive. Me and Paisley started getting symptoms 3 days after he tested positive. I started getting like the exact same symptoms he had, so I never got tested, but I'm like pretty sure that was what we had. And then Paisley also started getting symptoms. I wasn't gonna get her tested because like when they test babies for RSV, they shove this thing up their nose, like how they used to test us for COVID. Well, I guess they still do that, but how they test you for COVID and they shove the thing up your nose, and that's how they test babies for RSV. So I'd imagine that's how they test babies for COVID as well. And so I wasn't gonna get her tested because she doesn't need to go through that. And so I just assumed that she had COVID as well. And some symptoms that she got was she got a stuffy nose, a runny nose, she had a cough, and she was a lot more tired than she usually is. She was not lethargic, so I wasn't very worried about that, but she was sleeping longer during the day. I just kind of assumed like she has it, like I assumed that I had it. It never got to the point where I was worried about her, but I have a cousin who married a ER nurse, and so she's seen a lot of like babies and just people in general with COVID coming into the ER. And so I was talking to them, and she basically just said make sure like her breathing's still good, and like make sure that like you're giving her Tylenol if she needs it. And so the days that I felt horrible for probably like 2 or 3 days, and I was taking Tylenol just because I was so dizzy. And so those days, like I would give her Tylenol, and I noticed that like she was happier those days. And so I didn't give like a ton of Tylenol, but I did give her some Tylenol to make her feel better. She's still looking at the dog, so COVID with a 4-month-old, it's doable. She just wants to look at the dog. Do you want to hang out with him? She didn't get tested, but she probably had COVID. And she made it through just fine, and I just made sure to keep track of everything that was going on and just kind of play it by ear. I think people get a little freaked out with their babies and COVID and think that like, oh, they have COVID, need to go to like the ER. But like really, you just need to treat the symptoms. So what I would do is I would give her probiotic drops once a day in one of her bottles. And then for her stuffy nose, I would give her saline drops, and then I would make sure that her nose was cleaned out. And then I also had a humidifier running at night. And then I was giving her Tylenol. And then I was just like letting her sleep as long as she would want, because that is how your body recovers, is sleeping. But definitely, like, if you have a baby with COVID, really just like watch their symptoms, make sure they're okay. Like, you know, if you notice something different with their breathing, you notice something wrong with their breathing, that's when you should contact their doctor and they will help you. Anyways, that's Paisley at 5 months. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if like your baby has gone through major sleep regressions, and tell me your tips. And also let me know if you've had a baby that has COVID or has gone through COVID and what happened with them, because I would love to hear like other stories and other people's experiences with it.